Hi guys, and welcome back to Shit Gaming. We have a special game today, 1,000 points, and we're with Mr. Idic Beer. Hey! The 1,000 point mission today of the Tyranids, and it's the Vanguard Onslaught. It's the classic against the Necrons. 1,000 points of my army. It's a Vanguard Onslaught army, giving all my Vanguard units, the Gene Stealers, the Von Ryan Leapers, advance and charge. Everything else gets full back and charge. In the force today, my Warlord is the Broodlord. He has the enhancement for 30 points in the Vanguard High Fleet that allows me to redeploy 3 units after we've rolled the roll-off for the first turn, which is pretty strong for nice little redeploy shenanigans. It's like an infiltrate, stealthy, sneaky Tyranid list. We have the Parasite of Mortex, who also is a Vanguard Onslaught character. He gets lone operative, and also he has +1 to hit and wound as his ability, his enhancement, which is on the screen now. Fluffy, flavorful Tyranid list with lots of Gene Stealers. We have 10 Gene Stealers with the Broodlord, 2 squads of 5 Gene Stealers to infiltrate. We have 6 Zoanthropes, obviously the Parasite, 3 Von Ryan Leapers who fight first, infiltrate, and stealth. We have 5 Barb Gaunts as well, and a single Lone Ripper. And that is my Vanguard invasion today. And here's 1,000 points of Idic Vs Necrons.
We've got the Awakened Dynasty. Heading up my force is the Hexmark Destroyer. He's got the Sovereign Corona even, so that he can lead a unit, which will be very nice. Sending Catan with the Weave to give him the Feel No Pain.
So good.
We then have 1 Locust Destroyer and 3 Locust Heavy Destroyers with Gauss Destructor as a unit.
Scary.
Units of Tomb Blades. We've got 2 Particle Beamers and 1 Twin Tesla Carbine, and they've got Shadow Looms and Shield Veins.
For a 3-up save and 5 in ones.
Yeah, very absolutely. Nice. Then we've got 5 Flayed Ones, got 3 Scarab Swarms, and Death Marks.
Amazing, very classic Necron army, the Transcendent Catan, and a lot of MSU, a single Locust, and some Played Ones. So it'll be interesting how we see the Necron Awakened Dynasty come into contact with a Vanguard Onslaught invasion. Tyranids have infiltrated this Necron tomb world, and we're playing on the heart of a Necron metropolis. As the Tyranids and Necrons clash, and this is terrain, obviously we have obscured. In the center here, we have a bridge that you can shoot through. We have 2 bits of obscuring pieces, and then everything else is treating as obscured, and these things are like crates and barricades. The board is set up by my friend, and we'll see what happens in this epic game today. The mission today is priority targets. The objective in this area are vital to our war effort, and securing them is your highest priority. Spare nothing in ensuring that they do not fall into enemy hands. The 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th battle rounds. At the end of each command phase, the player's turn is scores 5 victory points for each objective marker they control, up to 10 per turn. Rewards late game play, as at the end of the battle, each player scores 5 victory points for each objective marker they control, up to 15 per player. Annoyingly for the Nids, this tomb world is rigged with minefields, as the Necrons prepare for the Tyranid invasion, meaning if I advance, anyone advances, on the roll of a 6 you take a mortal wound. And we're playing Crucible of Battle, so it's diagonal deployments with 5 objectives set up like this. You guys enjoy. And we have deployed. We have the Tyranids on this side, we're infiltrating with Gene Stealers, we have termagant screening, we have more Gene Stealers lurking up the boards with the Broodlord and his squad. You put some of these Flayed Ones in the center, just screening me out very nicely. I have the Parasite here with some Leapers in the corners, getting ready to slice down these Necrons. This quarter with some Tomb Blades behind this piece of obscured, Scarabs in the corner, the Transcendent staying there, getting ready to teleport, and the Hexmark with his 3 Locusts. And he has the Sovereign Coronal as well. It's the Tyranids against the Necrons. Choose your weapon. A lucky yellow against orange for the Necrons. 3, 2, 1. Boom!
Oh, yay!
Necron, turn 1. First, I have a redeploy. So we've redeployed, we put the Gene Stealers in this corner to be safer and obscured and hidden. That's a 30-point Neuro Node ability to redeploy, very strong. Shuffle them back a little bit, and now the Necron's first turn shall begin. Turn 1 Necrons, we have behind enemy lines an Assassination, and you discarded, bring it down for a CP. I have a CP, my opponent doesn't have any CP as he has his cards. Command phase begins, nothing to reanimate, nothing to declare, so the movement phase shall commence on the first turn for the Necrons, as they have some Played Ones further up, and we'll see what they can do in the first turn. So stay tuned for an epic game with Idic Beer, 40k. A Ripper Swarm and some Death Marks. Yeah. So end of the movement phase for the Necrons, looking a little scary. Shifted these Tomb Blades over, kept the Scarabs where they are. You advance a turn, send a Catan, And he didn't get 6, and he's come right into my lines, which is terrifying. So he could do a lot of damage. Flayed Ones pushing forward to take on some Gene Stealers. These Locust Heavies have shifted up to potentially fire down through the bridge into the Barb Gaunts. That's the end of the first turn. Movement phase for the Necrons as the shooting phase will now commence, and I must hold onto my horses in order to not get evaporated into dust. So we'll see what happens as we begin. Shooting phase begins. We're starting with some Locust Destroyers, the ones in the center, the heavy ones.
Heavy Destroyers at those gaps.
Barb Gaunts.
I've got the hex mark there, so still shoot on 2s.
Sovereign Coronal. Oh no. And this is strength 14 T4, so
2s.
yeah. Oh, there's a 1 there.
It's not a monster.
This would bablam them, but they have 2 6-up invuns because the brain bugs are nearby. Hooah! No. That slays 2 Barb Gaunts. 3 remain.
Okay, so this unit of Tomb Blades.
Interesting. So that's got 2 blades firing down into my Death Leapers. 2d6 particle beamers for 7. 7 shots hitting on -1, so 3s.
Yeah.
And orange is Tesla, which is hitting on 4s, but with Tesla.
Yeah.
So sustained hits 2. Oh, that was so strong.
That's nice, no?
What is this? That's 6, so 3s and 4s. Dev wounds on the green. Okay, yeah, no dev wounds. 3 plus saves in them all, AP 0. Why do I roll 4 1s? Terrible rolling means 1 on 2 wounds, and the second squad's going to rinse and repeat from some strong opening Necron shooting. 2d6 for the particle beamers. Okay. Alright, hitting on -1. So those are everything hit because these are 3s and those are 6s. 4s on the oranges, 3s on the greens with dev wounds on the greens.
No
Okay.
dev wounds.
No dev wounds. 5 wounds go through, 3 up saves. There we go. 2 damage gets taken still though. Only 1 leaper remains, so not bad from some Tomb Blades. Now the Transcendent Catan is going to fire. Transcendent declares the shooting into the Parasite. I'm going to spend 1 CP for Unseen Lurkers to give him a 6-inch aura, or 6-inch, basically, can't be shot. Lone operative, that was the word, thank you. So he can't be shot, so you're going to redeclare with the Transcendent.
I am on the Death Leaper.
No! Nice one to hit, so 3s with sustained hits.
Yep.
Everything hits because of the 2 6s.
Strength 8.
Wounding my Leaper on a 3. From them, they pick up the Leaper, and I believe that's the end of your shooting phase. Altogether, you don't score any points.
I've got a Psalm Assault.
But you might try and charge. Have the Flayed Ones in the center, charging the Steelers. Making it on a 7. So the Parasite selected the Transcendent to get +1 to hit and wound for his Stalker enhancement, as the Flayed Ones attack the Gene Stealers with a bunch of attacks, sustained hits, and twin linked.
3.
3s to hit me. Sustained hits. 1 hits, 20 is sustained. Ouch, and you're winning on 4s with twin linked. 4s to wound, rerolling. Made 4 so far, thank God it's twin linked.
You know, this is it. You know, to make the twin linked worthwhile.
Oh, big roll. That was pretty good in terms of 5 ups. Oh, we rolled absolute garbage. We made 2. Wow, that was a very good Necron first turn in terms of damage, wiping out 5 Gene Stealers and 3 Death Leapers, cutting off almost half of my Vanguard force in the first turn, with the Transcendent looming down and some Tomb Blades on the flank. And that is the end of the turn. Okay, I'll take that. You didn't get Assassination, so that's the end of Necron turn 1, and we see how the Tyranids respond. Necron is choosing to discard Assassination and gaining a CP. And Tyranids need to do something here. That's what I need a little bit. Moving with Parasites, the Transcendent's going to overwatch me. Uh-oh. 6 shots. 6 is bad. Okay, cool.
Nothing.
Yeah, that was very close to being terrifying because it would have been sustained hits and D3 damage. Oh my god. End of attending Tyranid's turn 1 movement phase. We pushed Gene Stealers that way, rethought it, came this way. Throw these Gene Stealers this way to kill these Flayed Ones. Termagants are holding a Scream Wall behind me. Don't want a Catan to come near me. I'm terrified of him. Brain Bugs must bring it down and assassinate the Catan. And the Parasite's going on a gas mission to tango with the Tomb Blades. Shooting phase begins and we literally have Barb Gaunts to fire into the Flayed Ones. 3d6 +1 to each. Oh. 4s to hit. They have stealth, so only 5, so I get 3 hits. No, 2 hits. Now -2 advanced charge and move, and now we have 2 hits because of -1, wounding on 3s, 2 wounds. Plus save with cover. Take Gene Stealers will hopefully finish them off, as the Brain Bugs now eye up their sights into the Transcendent Catan. Brain Bugs, big shot into the Transcendent, with obviously the Warp Blast, heavy profile. But 6 shots, hitting on 3s, lethal hits, woo! 12, 3s, making 3 of them. 3 4-up invulnerables on the Transcendent Catan. Fails to 2d6 +1 damage. For 8, 9, 10. Half the damage, so just 5 damage goes through. 4-up Philippines. Just taking 2 damage. He's insanely tough. This is gonna kill you. Steelers charging on a... That's at 11. Steelers make it in as now the Parasite will try and charge into the Tomb Blades. On a 4. Okay, I need a 5, so I'm CP rerolling this. Make it on 6. Attacks on 2s, rerolling 1s, thankfully. Rolling those 1s, come on! Oh my god. Balls to wound. 7, 5 plus saves. P2 is 6 up saves.
Yeah. That's no trouble.
6s! Making none. One's a flayed alive. Parasite coming into Tomb Blades, 6 attacks, but -1 because of invasion protocols. So hitting on 3s. That was better. 5 T5s, 4s. Boom, 4 wounds. 4 up saves on Tomb Blades.
Makes them more.
Parasite has Battle Shock them, he did 1 damage to them, he has the Injector, hits on a 2. That's a hit.
3, but it hits anyway.
3, that's still a hit. And then wounds on a... That's a wound!
Ooh.
AP 2-3 damage, sir. Again. 5 up save. Hey! Right, killed 1 Tomb Blade, yay! And you can fight back. The turn 1 for the Tyranids, we discarded both our cards and got a CP and didn't do too much damage, wiped out Flay 1s, he's still alive and you can reanimate. In Necron's turn 2. Necron turn 2 begins, their cards is engaged in all fronts and behind enemy lines. They regained a wound on the Transcendent and healed the Tomb Blade, mitigating some of the Tyranids' meager damage as the movement phase now commences. I have 2 CP, my opponent has 1. Idic Necrons, let's begin. Movement phase, the Transcendent advanced and teleported over here. I spent 2 CP for Hypersensory Skillia to move these Gene Sealers 6 inches back, meaning you're too far away for me to now shoot or charge. You couldn't charge anyway because you advanced, but now you can't hit me with the Gene Sealers, are pretty much safe from him. So 2 CP spent, but they're protected from sneaky Vanguard shenanigans. Last turn, these Gene Sealers took a mortal because they rolled a 6 in their advance roll. And the movement phase continues. We're finishing the Necron movement phase on turn 2.
Yep, so after this cowardly move here, I brought this destroyer up in range of both the Hexmark destroyer. These all sort of fell back. These are going to shoot under the bridge at the pesky zone throats.
Hey.
I found 1 unit here and the other one moved onto the objective, and the Scarabs moved forward. Death marks in guessing may engage and also behind enemy lines.
Very nice, as you're scoring 8 points of secondary in this turn as the shooting phase now starts. But the Transcendent is on his own. 3 Locust heavy destroyers who move, so they're not hitting on 2s. But they have the Soaring Coronal, so they are, so ignore me. So you're hitting on 2s. Yeah. 1s would be nice.
2s.
1s. Damn it.
Okay.
2s to wound, strength 14. Yeah. And 1s. Making all of them! Tanking it today.
I hate zone throat.
Single Locust Destroyer who's hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s into the Steelers.
Yep.
That's everything hits. Strength 5, T4, it's 3s to wound. 5 invulnerable saves. Hope 3 die. Not bad from the Misto, single Locust Destroyer killing 3 Gene Sealers. Ouch. And now we continue with some death marks.
Death marks precision.
Into the Broodlord.
Yeah.
3s to hit with the death marks into the Broodlord with precision. AP2, 2 damage. Kind of scary coming in. 3s to hit. Yes. 5 T5 is 4s.
4s.
1 wound. Invuln. Thank it. Shrug that off, my friend.
Yeah.
You have another squad of death marks, a squad of Tomb Blades.
Yep.
And that is it. Blades are firing at the Parasite of Mortex, who has stealth, but no more lone operative as you're within 12, and I have no CP to make it 6. As I spent it to move away the Gene Sealers, who still lost 3 anyway. Okay, Particle Beam is 2d6. Okay. 4 shots, minus 1 to hit though. Ouch. Dev wounds on the particle, which is green. And you're wounding on 3s and 4s. Okay, so 1 more. 4 up saves. Takes 2 damage. Parasites on 3 wounds. The final squad of death marks.
Yeah.
So rinse and repeat into the Broodlord squad with the Gene Sealers. Hitting on 3s, okay. 4s to wounds, Jesus. 4 up in ones. Oh my...
2 damage each.
You wipe out my Broodlord. You got 4 wounds and I failed 3 of them, which is 2 damage each, which wiped out the Broodlord. Talk about luck there, Jesus. Bad, wiping out the Broodlord and the Parasite is threatened as you look to charge him with the Scarabs.
Yep.
Scarabs come charging in, and they make it on a 5.
4.
So they are battle shocked. Exploding the Scarab. Get a 1, please. Hit D3 mortal wounds on my Parasite.
3.
And you kill him.
Ooh,
You wiped out the Broodlord and the Parasite in turn 2. Got a little lucky with the Broodlord, Parasite, and as well. Not bad from the Necrons as you get 8 points for secondary, and we push now into Tyranid turn 2. Cool, so Tyranids in a tough spot. Lois, both our characters, you cut the head off the snake. Securing no man's land with the Gene Sealers, wiping out these death marks. I'm going to pick on these death marks with the brain bugs. And that is it, as I brought a Ripper Swarm down on the far side to investigate signals, and the Barb Gauntlet to investigate signals here for 4 points. And that is the end of the movement phase. The shooting phase now commences. 6 brain bugs, warp blast, blast profile into them. No mercy. 66 plus 1 on each roll. Okay. Oh, sorry, D3, sorry, not D6, D3. 14 shots, come on, kill these death marks. 3s, that was okay. 3s. Been going through, AP2, no cover save. So you have 5 up saves, D3 damage apiece. 5 up saves.
That makes you feel so much better.
Please don't do this.
Just the one. No.
Beautiful. The death marks killed Broodlord, but die in the response. Charging, staying on the point, getting 5 guys into the death marks. So 20 attacks. Hit 20 attacks, hitting on 2s, re-rolling these 1s, the moons are 1s. So should getting everything here, missing nothing. Strength 4, don't tell me it's T5.
Yeah, of course I am.
You got 5s here. That was pretty good.
That was a good roll.
Re-rolling 1s. That was a, there we go. AP, blah, blah, blah. 7 went through, you made basically enough to have 1 alive. You died, but you almost did it, but you're CPing one of them. If you make this, then you have 1 left.
Yes.
You did this in the last game. You can't do this in this game. Wait, now why am I saying that? You might do it.
Oh, no.
I double jinx you. And they're wiped out. End of Tyranid turn 2. We managed to get 5 points for secure no man's land and 4 points for investigate signals as we push down to Necron turn 3. The Necron command phase, they drew extend battle lines and storm hostile objective. Cool shadows and warp. You passed it on everybody with flying colours. That's how you do Battle Shock. In the command phase, you've healed a Scarab on a wound, and you brought the Transcendent back onto full, so he hasn't taken any damage. You have Storm Hostile Objective and Extend Battle Lines. You're already doing Extend Battle Lines. Storming Hostile Objective, the Gene Sealers are on this point, the Steelers on the center. The scores are very close, and you get 10 for primary, as the turn 3 movement phase begins for the Necrons. And how much damage can they do as you cut off the head of the snake, killed both my characters, done a bit of damage back, and the game's going to spice up like a burrito. So stay tuned. End of Necron movement phase. The Transcendent is going to come kill these Gene Stealers. You've shifted the Tomb Blades up, holding subjective. Scarabs pushed back to protect your lines. And you've got the Locust Destroyers staying still, but you moved up the Locust regular Destroyers. The Heavy stayed still. And you're now going to open fire. Starting with the 3 Heavy Destroyers into the Zone Thropes. And you stood still, so hitting on 2s. Yep. So 1s. No! Lethal and 2 hits. And 2's the wound. Hey. 2 4 bit vulnerable saves, making one of them 1 die. 5 brain bugs remain. These Tomb Blades try to fire into the Gene Sealers and spend a CP to make them lone operative because their Vanguard, amazing, can't fire into them. And then you have 1 Tesla and 1 Tomb Blade into the brain bugs. 2 Tomb Blade with a particle beamer for D6. For 3 Teslas on green. Yep. Hitting on
2's on the...
yeah, 2's on the green. On 3's on the orange, 4's on the green. Orange dev wounds. You get no devs. You get no 3 4-ups. Making one of them. It's brain bugs and a wound as that Locust Destroyer fires into these Gene Stealers. 3 shots. Everything hits. 3's to wound these Steelers. Who are getting bared down upon by the Catan. 2 5 invulnerable saves, making none of them. They're probably in danger as the Transcendent Catan lights up his crackling energies. Choosing not to fire because that way he can hopefully kill these guys in melee and take the point for Storm Hostile Objective, bringing us to a close on Necron turn 3 shooting phase. Now the charge phase begins. You have the Transcendent Catan to come on into the Gene Stealers. Bring it on, my friend.
7.
C'est bon.
Let's see if that is enough.
I hope not, but it probably is. Easy peasy.
Oh yeah, and get to the back there.
So if he kills them, he can consolidate onto the objective. Kill me to take Storm Hostile point. Holding it down. We have the hide. The Ripper Swarm hides in the background, as in the front ground, the foreground. We have the Transcendent coming in with 8 attacks, sustained hits. He's a monster. 2s into my Steelers. 1 miss, 1 sustained. Everything hits. Strength 8 T4, so 2's to wound. Strength 9, but you roll. 8 wounds come through. 5 invuns into these Steelers. Come on! Making 2 of them. I mean, 6 go through. They're most definitely dead. Get 5 points to extend battle lines. 5 points to storm on the hostile objective with the Transcendent who wiped out the Gene Sealers. And I'll get 10 for primary my next turn. But we'll push down to Tyranid turn 3. Overwhelming force to defend the stronghold. Potential 6 points on offer in Tyranid turn 3 command phase. Nothing was battle shocked. We get 10 for primary. And we'll go now to the move phase in turn 3. Gene Stealers, they got overwatched at the end of the movement phase and killed one of them with the Tomb Blades. Pushing over here to take this point off you, get overwhelming force, deny your primary. Holding down the Transcendent on the far side. Fled back with the Termagants. Gene Sealer's coming over. Brain bugs are there, ready to blast. We'll see what happens. 2 brain bugs into him, and then 3 brain bugs with the blast profile into them. Brain bugs into them. We're going to come in with the blast profile, so 3d3 for 7 on 4s now. Bam. 75, so 3s. For 3 wins. So you have 5 up saves, making 2 d3 damage. For only 1 damage.
1 damage?
CP that.
CP that?
For 1 damage again.
Okay.
Big shots, and they miss both times. Double 1. Oh no! Sorry, Tyranids are getting marked. We have the Gene Sealer's going to charge into those guys. Make it on it. Both are shooting, so this is what needs to happen. One's on a wound. We have 4 Gene Sealers of 16 attacks. I'm going to spend a CP for +1 to hit. So we'll be back to 2s, rerolling 1s, and I'm on the point, so I reroll 1s to wound as well. So I'm hitting on 2s here. Rerolling 1s. Okay. Nice. 5s to wound. Come on. I would say that's a... Rerolling 1s. 5+ saves on the Tomb Blades. Please, I need you to roll badly here. Dice gods! You just boss it.
I make 3 of them.
2 Tomb Blades only. It's the end. Tyranid turn 3. We get no points for overwhelming force. So this guy's alive with 1 Tomb Blade left, very annoyingly. So we'll discard that for a CP and keep defense strong. End of the moon phase for Necron's turn 4. You've shifted these Tomb Blades back out of combat, moved these ones up to take on the Gene Sealers, pushed up your castle of the Locust, and the Transcendent has stayed where he is, on the point. And I overwatched the Brain Bugs, got 2 hits, got 2 wounds, but you made both your saves. As the shooting phase now commences, and you're starting with the Tomb Blades. Heavy Destroyers into the Barb Gaunts.
2s.
Everything hits. And 2s to wound. 6 up saves! Yes! Make 1. Barb Gaunt remains. Is turning around and firing at the Ripper Swarm. And he's picked up. Locust tried to shoot the Gene Sealers, then are now loaned up to for a CP. Very nice, but there's only 4 left. You have the 2 blades to fire. They're going to fire into the Gene Sealers. Okay. 6. Oh no.
8.
2s. Because these hit on 2s for some reason. Wounding the Steelers on 3s. Dev wounds on the green.
Dev wounds on the green.
Their AP 0. 5 ups. Hey, making do. So you Steeler remains on a wound. You need to kill him. So the Transcendent fire into Termagants, there's 4 left. You've charged the Gene Sealer on 1 wound. You need to kill him to get overwhelming force and no prisoner points, so 5-point swing there. You have 3 attacks. Hit on 4s. Oh, only 1 hit.
1 go.
Could be enough. It could be a make or break. Please, please, please. Yes.
Oh, it's got a CP.
You can CP it. It's going for a CP reroll. Fails it still. Yes. Get any secondary points in that turn 4, and I get 3 points for defending Stronghold as well. Stand battle lines and no prisoners for Tyranid card on turn 4 as we get 5 points at primary and take a battle shock test on the Termagant. Speed to ignore the battle shock test on them. So they ignored that and then therefore they can hold the objective. I get 5 for secondary. End of the moon phase, shift up the Brain Bugs, gonna kill these Tomb Blades. Gene Sealer fell back, he's not battle shocked. Barb won't stay where he is. We're now gonna fire the Brain Bugs into these Tomb Blades. Tomb Blades 5d3. Yep. Here we go. Wasn't very good hits, 4s to hit. That was better. 3s to wound. Boom, 3 wounds there. 3 AP2, D3 damage.
Make 1.
D3 damage on the second one. 2. So, shot the Tomb Blades with this spell a CP for Resurrection Protocols, so can't even kill any of them. Not great for the Tyranids on turn 4. As you get 5 per second, you push down to the final turn for the Necrons. In terms of the Necrons, they have obtained the same cards before. Overwhelming force and no prisoners, as you've healed your wounds with the Tomb Blades, who are basically unstoppable in this game. And then you're pushing up with this guy who got an assault weapon and rolled a 6, of course you did, and is going to take the center off me, which is very painful, as the Transcendent watches on in the final turn for the Necrons. Alright, I'm going to overwatch the Tomb Blades with the Brain Bugs in the movement phase. D3 blast, doesn't matter, but just, that's good. Shots on 6s. 2 hits. Strength 7. 1 wound. 1 wound, and you make it. No AP2, you fail it. D3 damage for 2 damage. Necrons are good, as only 1 Tomb Blade died. Transcendent Catan is coming into them. They're probably going to get wiped out, which they are. Necrons pushing through to the Tyranids, as we really just have the Brain Bugs left in the latter stages of the game. 3 Heavy Destroyers firing down into the Barb Gant, who's standing on the thing so can be seen. Hits, wounding on 2s. Getting 3 is destroyed. So you've got 4 points of no prisoners, you've got overwhelming force, and you have the Tomb Blades to fire.
Yeah.
Front Tomb Blades into the Gene Sealer. Particle Beam a miss. Now the Tesla's coming in. 2 shots with 1 hit, but it becomes 3 because of Tesla. 3s. 5 ups here. And he's dead. Final units firing down to the zone throats after you wipe out the gene sealers, and the zone throats is the last unit that I have left. 2d6 particle beamers, 8 shots hitting on 2s with Teslas in orange. And obviously you get another 6 for your Teslas. Oh, force to wound on the orange, which is Tesla, strength 5, T5, and 3s on the particle beamer, which is strength 6 with death wounds. 2 mortals. 4 brain bugs remain, one's on a wound as the locust destroyer fires in. 3 shots, got 1 lethal and 2 hits, and he's wounding on 4s, he gets 2 wounds. Honorable saves on the brain bugs, making one of them. 3 remain. End of the final turn for the Necrons, they get 5 points for overwhelming force and 5 points for no prisoners, giving them another 10 for secondary as the Tyranid turn begins. So the Tyranids get Area Denial and Cleanse for our secondaries. That are our cards. We have 3 brain bugs left. We're going to try and wipe out the Locust Destroyer in the center, which will give us 3 points for secondary. 3 shots, 3 hits, and then strength 12, 2 to wound. I roll again. 3 wounds, AP3 into this Locust Destroyer, the final thing to fire in this game.
So it'll be 5 up.
5 up cover.
Oh, make 2.
Almost. D6 plus 1 damage. Fail it for roll a 1. Oh, and he dies. I get 3 points for Area Denial, and at the end of my turn, at the end of the game, Necron's got another 15 points to their primary for holding 3 objectives. Tyranids only got 5 more for holding the back. Not killing these Tomb Blades could have cost me, as the Brain Bugs were MVPs, and even better riff was just not losing the Broodlord and Parasite in a single turn. With my friend, Idic Beer, Necrons! Really epic to have me here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next time on Shit Gaming. So subscribe, and hopefully I'll win a game, because I got absolutely destroyed. Thank you. So his final score for reference was 88 to the Crons to 60 for the Nids. So it was a 28-point swing. MVPs for you, probably say the Tomb Blades, considering how well
did well. Obviously Transcendent, Head Fit, all of it.
Couldn't even touch him. He's too good. And then my Brain Bugs were pretty decent. I like them in a 6-man squad.
Yeah.
Really nice. Yeah, and a really cool board. And thanks for hosting me, Idic Beer. And we'll see more games in the future, I hope. Definitely. At the end of the battle, we also played another game that was on Idic Beer's channel. It was the Tyranids of Synaptic Nexus against a Destroyer Cult Dynasty. And it was a really epic game, guys. There's a link in the description to that channel that you can check down below. So thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned on Shit Gaming. Necrons!